here we go in the action. Swift, red team on the red side with the red camo. This is matching out beautifully. Gunrunners, blue side with the blue camo. Gunrunners are attacking, Swift are defending.
Fuchs are going up the hill, trying to get a sniping angle, but they don't have an accurate gun. They reload long. Their reload between shells is long, and they shoot heat ammo. I really do not understand the logic between Gunrunners, but I'm sure they will try to show us that I am mistaken during the match. We will see.
This is absolutely perfect. Oh, Will already getting spotted as he crosses over that area. 827 damage. Now, Mojo, this is exactly what you said about Gunrunners, though. They experiment, they do stuff that is out of the ordinary and unexpected. Having two Fox is a perfect example, as Saigo and his Fox already takes 647 damage from Skylake, and this is not going well already for Gunrunners.
This is even less than going well, honestly. Like, I remember as a starting saying, when we were on DreamHack, we played a platoon, everyone was running away, we were playing on one of the press accounts. So we were just rushing one side because that had a speedy TD, it was really fast, it had a good armor, accuracy, everything. You could play it as a tank and just go brawl with everyone.
It got wrecked with the nerf bat.
Yeah, now it's sluggish, it doesn't have an armor, everyone pens it, and accuracy is horrible, and reload between shells is even worse. So why on earth they picked it up unless Swift actually sits down in front of them straight and decides to get shot? I really don't see how they make connections.
Bold tactic here from Gunrunners, bringing out something new, which is always nice to see, but perhaps...
if it's functional.
Perhaps about a year too late with using those particular tanks.
Yeah, we didn't have tier 10 Golden Link like in that time, you know?
Blind shot coming out there from Danny. Rather strange shot to take. Dreamlike is spotted here, as is Ondrax. The rest of Gunrunners here come around the bottom. Dreamlike might get himself wrecked because he's going to get caught down in this bottom area, but how much more guns of Swift are able to get focus fire back? Dreamlike might actually be able to get away safe because of the trains, Mojo.
No, he will just hide behind this little red house you can see here. That's his position, and everyone else will come to cover him from the distance.
He tracked Storm there, and now he's on a reload. Storm and Unji, with all their shots still available to them, but I mean, the fact that you have your 113 already taking 800 and something damage, and one of your TDs already taking a hit as well, is not an interesting...
I'm really puzzled by the role of these TDs. They have to come around the corner, look someone frontal, have a super long reload after that. There you go. Like, he cannot do snapshots. Look at this. He's like out of his environment here.
Danny, why do you experiment like this when you're meant to be earning me fantasy points? He's lost his commander now as well. Commander's Capola is an easy shot to take at on the Fok now. Dreamlike getting a snapshot across there through the train tracks as well. Crispix is now able to shoot down. He's going to shoot at Enrico as Enrico drives across, gets wrecked at the moment. First tank coming across. He's going to go down as he is. First casualty of this game to Dreamlike. Storm is going to be the next one being focused fire here, Mojo, and Gunrunners are actually driving into guns of Swift at the moment, and this is just like shooting fish in a barrel for Swift.
This is a brutal slaughter here, and these Fox cannot help anyone. Also, they're fighting on rail. Their premium ammo is heat ammo. It gets interrupted by any obstacle on rail, and we know there is plenty of those here. It's just flawed tactics from the start.
Storm dropped on Gunrunners in his AMX 50B, and Rico and his AMX 1390 dropped, as we see Unji now getting shot as well in his 50B. Gunrunners really have nowhere to go at the moment. This is kind of like Oops versus Ding in reverse, where the fight happened here on the 1-2 line. It went into Oops' favour, but on reverse right now, Swift are fully in control of this match. Still have all 7 guns available, as we see Dreamlike trading shots with Unji here. Unji can't take another hit. He does bounce one there though. Saigo taking a massive amount of damage as well. Will is also taking damage. You see Unji getting dropped. Will's now pretty much on a one-shot, 244 health. He's going to be the next one down as Atmo gets the kill onto Will. Danny in return gets the kill on Atmo, but there's nothing there's nothing Gunrunners can do here, Mojo. This is going to be a dominating win for Swift.
Well, this is as over as it gets. These two guys will not last for long. I think they already should question themselves what are they going to do on the next side when they're defending, because if they're going to experiment like this, we saw them last time against the Suba playing with 2 FV1A3 TDs. They're going to just experiment around. This is the wrong timing for it.
And there we go, round 1 going to Swift, and I think it's fair to say into Gunrunners, what the fuck was that tactic all about? Because that's something new that did not work for you guys.
No, these Fox were complete miss, and I don't believe you can really fit them in to work on any map, honestly. They're they're just too bad now. They're just too bad.
Yeah.
Maybe in some future, I literally keep it in garage, hoping in some future someone will remember, oh dear, this tank is so bad, we might actually buff it again.
Generally, they don't do that. Generally, they nerf a tank hard and leave it that way. Hellcat, tier 6, perfect example of doing that, was once a majestic tank. It still required a bit of skill to play.
Okay, it was too much OP, honestly.
Now it's really sluggish.
It was really too much
Hey,
OP.
dude, the Foch was OP as hell as well.
No,
and
that's
and
also
the
true.
high alpha TDs right now in Sandbox are getting nerfed as well, potentially. So
Okay, but that Sandbox is a test server, so everything that's done then is just a test. It's not something that will be, for sure.
True, and that's Sandbox that isn't now, whereas now the Foch is a fairly rubbish tank, and, well, we just saw why. Going into round 2 here, Mojo, teams are going to swap positions, but before we do that, we have the damage to look at and just see how little damage the Fox did there.
I would be
Questionable.
interested to see did they even do a shot.
They're not even on the front page. Scorpion G, tier 8, Mihalov, stepping up there and just saying, well, if I'm going to farm damage, I'm going to farm damage.
That just reminded me, where is my Scorpion?
You
Oh,
still
dear.
don't have a Scorpion.
No!
Dreamlike, Atmo, and Free Kill, top 4 players all coming out there for Swift. Free Kill did survive, he didn't die, didn't live up to his namesake, got 3 kills, so he's actually called 3 kill now, Mojo.
He is a free kill for sure sometimes, man. But look at this. Sigo, 0 damage, 2 shots. And I think Danny played it also.
Danny was the other one.
8 shots, 1 connection there.
That was...
885, that's 1 connection.
What the fuck? Really?
Unless he did a really low roll and then finished off someone for that kill. Then it would be 2.
Yeah, I wonder if that was something that's tried and tested, practice move, or just somebody on the day says, hey guys, let's try and take some Fox. And I was like, what?
It did look like, wow, I just had a great idea.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah, guys, bear with me a minute. You might think this is a strange tactic, but I've got a brilliant idea. And the guy just went, you got to be kidding me. Like, really? What the fuck?
We'll see. They have to play defense now against Swift. I'm hoping for something, if not standard, at least something more functional, because this was quite dysfunctional in tank-wise, family-wise, whatever you want.
Maybe we'll get 3 Jagdpanzer E100s this time round.
That could work better than this, actually.
Possibly, yes. Let's have a look at the lineups and see what the teams are going to be bringing to the table this time, Mojo. Well, okay, that's a bit more standard from Gunrunners.
Yes, Swift playing here with E100, E3, Kranwagen, Ru.
E3 on attack?
Yeah, why not? You go over the hill with this setup. And Gunrunners playing with 2 T10s and FV stage 2. That means they can play rail aggressive, or even they can choose to go maybe over the courtyard. But I don't believe that one. I just think they will go aggressive to take over the rail. But considering what Swift has, we will see how are their plans going to go.
Well, let's find out. Can Swift go ahead to 2-0, or will Gunrunners bring it back to 1-1? We can jump into round 2 here on Himmelsdorf. Swift are now attacking red side, Gunrunners defending blue side. Very nice that these teams have the red and blue camos because they're matching in the teams, Mojo. It's very
Brilliant,
nice and pretty.
brilliant. This is one of the rare teams that doesn't have a blue camo.
Yes,
Swift.
Swift. Always have to be red side Swift, otherwise it gets confusing.
Quite. So as we predicted, they're going aggressive for the rail. Honestly, I really don't know why, because Swift can't really take it over. Not in a speedy fashion, that's for sure.
This is good from Free Kill. Normally tanks just drive past that area and he slammed on the brakes before going past the open area, thinking, hang on a minute, I usually die quite early in matches.
He would not get spotted because he's a light tank anyway. He could just drive by and no one would see him. But if there was a greeting party there at the end of the Banana Street, that would be the end of him. So that's why he's spotting this side. And obviously because most of them actually didn't go uphill as expected. And Mihailov is spotted here. I don't know, is that the best move for them? Because now Gunrunners do know that they are not going uphill yet.
Well, taking a snapshot up into the hill where he expects perhaps a TD to be, but we already see that Skylex has moved on over the hill. Kranwagen not up beside him yet, so the Kranwagen's not going to be looking down the hill for him, so it's going to be Skylex in that area on his own, Mojo.
Yeah, he can take it easy, honestly, with this lineup and Gunrunners being already spotted a bit on that other side. Will, again, taking a shot.
T10 getting shot through that window area. That looks like it came from Dreamlike up on the hill, yeah.
E100 best sniper in the game, man. So let's see what are actually Gunrunners planning to do now, because they do seem quite passive at the moment and scared to even explore the city from the sun trap. But look at Swift. They show themselves downhill. They know they have the slow tanks. They don't care. And they're rotating slowly on that 2-cap, while Gunrunners are pretty much sitting on the rail and shaking and thinking what are they going to do. Without any real defense and anyone set up to deal with these guys going downhill.
Can Skylex get a hit onto Unji, or will Unji like be... Uh-oh, yep. he's like, whoa, it's an E3, I'm out of here.
Whoa, horsey, whoa.
And then Dreamlight comes running round the corner as well. He's spotted out, but I doubt they're going to get any connecting shots with him.
There's no one to shoot him.
Storm is actually around the corner, yeah, so he doesn't actually have the line. And now Gunrunners are going to reposition to deal with this push from Swift.
This is the only guy who would have shot him, but please don't pick Danny. I mean, you don't have a spotter in front of you. You're just going to get wrecked. You're driving a box with no armor. It's a cardboard box with a big gun.
It is a very easy tank to shoot at. Just shoot at that turret every day of the week. Will and then Rico coming through the bottom of the town with two other tanks here of Gunrunners, Mojo.
They're slowly checking their back. They are going through the 8th line, trying to take domination of the courtyard. This is going to be fairly interesting to see what do Swift actually plan. This position by Atmospheric here is rather sick, because in a cooldown he's very hard to pen, but I do think they can catch his front track if they play aggressive enough. There is a double cap going on at the moment.
Double cap going on. Unji and Martin coming round the back as Danny just gets a massive shot, Mojo. Damaged engine. That looks like Skylex in the background's on a reload. Skylex took a whack of damage in return. So it looks like him and Danny traded, and Danny perhaps penned, or maybe it was Storm also getting a shot in as well.
No, it was Danny and him exchanging.
Massive shot coming in from Danny. And Rico and the T10 getting the kill there on Skylex. That was bold from Danny, taking that hit like Rocky Balboa and jabbing back at the same time. Will is now getting shot at as well in his T10, so both him and Danny are on a one-shot, but Swift have lost their E3 Mojo. Crispix and Freekill also taking damage now as well.
We have those two tanks out of equation now, but there is a huge counter-attack here. I think Ru will actually pick up on Ondrax here, who is on reload. Yes, he will. And Unji and other Bachat Martin will pick up here on Mikhailov. So it's all about the lower tanks now, the 50Bs and the remainder of them.
Just like that, in the blink of an eye, the counter-attack has came back in, and we see exchanges going off all across the board. Storm now clipping into Dreamlike. He's reloading now. He doesn't have a shot. Crispix dealing with Will here, is able to get the kill now. Swift wrestling control back of the match. HP advantage roughly about the same. Nobody really having one over the other, but the vital thing is Swift has one.
And Danny picked up free kill. That's what I was wanting to say. Like, if free kill actually picked up Danny, that would be a victory. 100% victory for Swift. Now Swift is still having to play against Gunrunners. Gunrunners still have a theoretical chance, because if Danny does a big connection on the next shot, they might actually win this one.
I was just going to say Swift had the extra tank, and now Freekill's going down. Crispix coming round here to flank on Danny. Danny has his shot ready. Not looking the right way. Great pick up there from Crispix. Now Swift are back in control of the match, but Storm has a lot of HP, as does Martin. Unji still has a lot. Although saying that, I've just cast a curse to Storm, gets focused on right now. Dreamlight gets dropped in his E100. Advantage still with Swift, but can still go anyone's way, Mojo.
I don't like Atmospheric's position in that Kranwagen. It's too risky. If those Bachats actually peek down, they would wipe the floor with him. But he dared, and they were focusing completely on helping out Storm. Now he's gonna face the punishment. Why is he driving like this?
As you just said, Mojo, the Batchats come round and get the kill onto Atmo and the Kranwagen, but at the same time, they just lost their remaining
50B.
50B, sorry, yes. So Unji and Martin's still full health. The Wolf almost full health for his 50B. It's going to be a hell of an end to this match, however it goes. Advantage still right now with Swift, but they're attacking. They have to make the moves.
They have the cap pressure and they have the bigger armor, so theoretically Swift should be in advantage. But let's not forget, Bachats do carry 5 shells, not 4 like 50Bs. But unlike 50Bs, they have no armor. They just have the magical Bachat armor.
Everyone reloading at the moment. The Batchats cannot trade with the 50Bs here. Unji and Martin going different areas to try and get shots in. Martin could get shot at by both of them. Look at the covering fire here from the 50Bs. Oh, this is going to be close, Mojo. They just need to reset and run.
That's why I don't like how the Swift is actually positioned here.
Martin takes a shot, doesn't do one in return. No reset coming in. We're down to 7 seconds. It's going to be Unji coming in the other side to try and get his reset. He connects, so there is a reset from Unji, and in return, the Wolf doesn't connect with his shot. Now he does get a shot on Unji. Wolf was taking a little bit of damage. Martin's taken 2 hits in that return. Unji's now a 1 shot. Crespix and Wolf. Crespix still needs to be, what, 3 shots there, Mojo? 2
One
shots?
of them needs to push Unji now. One of them needs to push Unji while other guy keeps capping. Probably Crespix should be the one pushing Unji while the Wolf is still on a cap. But they're risking it. They're hoping. Martin actually has to risk everything for this decap.
Martin going in full speed as he gets a shot onto Wolf in return. Martin takes another damage here again. Once again, Gunrunners can get the reset, and then Unji can just run away up the hill and try and seal out the match, but they still don't have enough time to do that. 1 minute 20 on the cap, 2 minutes 20 available on the clock. As Martin's able to connect with the Wolf there again, he's playing such a dangerous game here, Mojo. High skill.
This is something too late in my eyes. I think Swift should have pushed on Unji already. Unji actually managed to sneak through unspotted. They think he is uphill, but he completely abandoned that position. That was a good play by him, and maybe even victorious one. Though they are on really low HP, and Unji is on 1 shot, and Martin is still on 2 shot. I believe Crespix should have pushed him much earlier.
Martin and Unji are running away here, Mojo, but this is a bit of a misplay because they can still cap.
No, they're running away to reload, because if they're doing it too close, they can see that there is only 1 guy on a cap.
Unji and Martin swapping positions now. They're rope-a-dope here.
Yeah, because it's more risky position where Martin is now going.
So it's a one tank cap at the moment. They need to reset and run.
Oh, this is risky. Going uphill, I don't think, because when the second 50B enters the cap, he will not have time. He should not waste time like that.
He's, just as you said that, Mojo done a handbrake skid and came back along the banana road.
That's a good way.
Do you think they'll do it?
It's going to be up to Martin, because Unji is on 1 shot, and he cannot pick first. If he picks first, they're going to lose the game.
Martin being really cautious here as he comes up load. He stopped to check where he was there. There was 2 tanks in the cap, so nobody had a shot on him yet. Unji's going to pop out, try and trade 1 shot. Martin's going to try and trade 1 shot, and they're both going to try and run away. But both, well, Unji's a 1 shot, Martin's not a 1 shot. Neither of the tanks from Swift are a 1 shot. Martin peeks. Martin trades, he gets the reset, he survives as well. Now both Martin and Unji are going to run away.
They won.
They're going to run the clock down.
They won. They won. This was a good play. They won.
Very nicely done by Gunrunners there.
Less experiments, boys. More play, and you actually have a chance.
He's going to opposite corners of the map right now to make sure they're safe. Crespix and the Wolf realised too late that they need to go out. I guess they were a bit worried that the tanks were staying there to just pretend that they're running away, but nope. Gunrunners have done this. They're going to run down the clock. Martin's going to go for the hill. Unji's going to go down into K1 and hide behind the buildings there. And this is going to be 1-1. Gunrunners Swift, and very nicely played there by Gunrunners to constantly harass the cap of Swift and then just run the clock down.
It was really risky play there, because Danny picked up a lot of damage, and then he had a really rather luck shot on that E3, but he kept peeking even after they taking some needless damage. I would say it was the fault of free kill here that Swift lost, because I know that was attractive target chasing Danny there. There was no need for that. There was no real need. If he took a wider angle, went on the rail, spotted him from distance, he could have done whatever on earth he wanted with him.
Also, when the 50B came round to get the kill on Danny, he was really lucky that Danny wasn't facing that way, or he would have taken that shot from the FV, and that probably would have killed him. It would have penned from side on.
Still, I believe if free kill played this better, Swift would actually win this round, but 1-1 is good. So Gunrunners are managing by the skin of to pull through. And this is actually the best map for Gunrunners, because against everyone who they played so far, they took at least 1 game, actually only 1 game. But now they're going to play some a bit more difficult maps, which we're going to see after the stats.
Ghost Town we're going to be going into, so let's have a look at the damage done. The Wolf coming out on top, AMX 50B. Unji, second top damage, then Danny in the FV 4005. Crispix, Atmo, Storm, Dreamlike. So, I mean, lots of tanks there with over 2k damage. The Wolf and Unji both doing 3.2, 50B and Batchat respectively. Really nice play by Unji and Martin at the end there. Really, really well played. They didn't have a lot of HP to trade, and they were doing very good at getting those shots and then getting the hell out of there.
It was also a bit a fault of the Swift guys because they played too passive, relying too much on that cap pressure, while they should have kept 150B offhand hidden somewhere as a surprise. That's how I see it, but it doesn't matter now because we're gonna switch on Ghost Town soon.
Yep, Ghost Town. So this is going to be an interesting one. One of our favourite maps to be able to cast on, because it's one of the rare symmetrical maps. It was actually made specifically for esports. It doesn't appear in the random lineup. It's quite a compact map, but it usually has some hell of a brawls available to the teams available to them. We're going to see more likely E100s, we're going to see Crown Wagons, we might see the Udis again that we had Creets.
It's possible most of the guys are using it now, replacing a light tank on highlighted position, but interesting here is like Gunrunners played Ghost Town in this season once and they lost it 2-1 to Esuba. Even so, they lost even a tiebreaker, while Swift didn't make appearance on it in this season. So they are complete unknown here, but we know from the past season they like to play it slow, they like to probe what's going around the map, and it might be a longer play, unlike the one we're used to on Ghost Town. And even whatever happens there, after that we need to see Prokhorovka, and Swift is really playing well Prokhorovka.
Yes, we've got a variety of maps. I mean, they're mainly city maps: Himmelsdorf, Ghost Town, Prokhorovka, Runeberg. Prokhorovka being the only open map that we have. Steps as a tiebreaker, so we've got 3 of our city maps being played here. It will be interesting to see how the teams perform over. So let's have a look at the lineups and the vehicles being used here from both teams and see if there's any surprises here, Mojo. Emil 2 coming out here for Swift, double E100 from Gunrunners.
Well, this is more old school lineup by Gunrunners in defense. We do still E100s, but I like it more in attack. With Emil, we saw something like this similar played by Kazna, if I remember correct. But only similar, not the same. So you can do really fast cap pressure there with the Batchat AP and even tier 10 Batchat combined with I7. You can even stick an Emil there, or you can keep Emil behind covering them and play like defense with 50 Bs. But that would leave you really vulnerable to counterattacks, honestly. And there is a rather good defense that Gunrunners can organize against this.
Gunrunners 50 Bs, E100s. 2 Batchats, 1 tier 9, and the WZ. So Gunrunners defending, going into the lineup here of Swift. I mean, the IS7 Mojo, do you think it's going to be a base 1 play? We'll find out in just a second. All square at the moment between Swift and Gunrunners. Let's jump into Ghost Town.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
Okay, so Swift, red team attacking, Gunrunners, blue team defending. As we're saying, Mojo, does it look like the lineup from Swift is going to lend to a base 1 play?
They will probably play around it, but it might not pay off that good, because if E100 is positioned well, they can just reset with HE. They can position the tier 9 tank in a field, but they're already doing it, so never mind.
Ondrax going hyper aggressive here to the base 1 area to spot out anything. We see multiple tanks from Swift being spotted. If a name is yellow on the display here, ladies and gentlemen, that means a tank is spotted. So the player in game has a 6th sense warning, but we see it as a visual aid to help with the casting in, just so you guys know what's going on.
Wolf is pushing for 1 cap. Crespix is already here, out positioned together with Mikhailov. there might be a big trap here.
Mihailov getting wrecked right now by the guns of Gunrunners as Danny in return is getting pummeled for Gunrunners. He goes down as well. Trade 1-for-1 here between Swift and Gunrunners. Atmo now taking damage for Swift, as is Crespix, as we see Ondrax getting focused fire here into Crespix. They've lost Martin and Gunrunners. Crespix is now being lost for Swift. It's 2-for-2, Mojo. These guys are going hell for leather straight from the start.
Enrico is keeping the pressure here, so he knows Kylex is in reload. He's making him push there, and he's trying to gather up with his E100s. They're trying to make the pressure because they know the reloaders of Swift don't have shells in the moment.
Atmo, big miss there on Ondrax, as we see Unji and Enrico are both down to just under 700 health as Unji takes another shot, losing his tracks. He goes down to Dreamlike. Swift have the advantage right now. It's slowly going back into Gunrunners' favour though, as Gunrunners have almost 1,500 HP more as the Wolf is about to get dropped in his IS-7. So Gunrunners now with that extra tank advantage, and vitally they still have Storm in his E100 on full health.
And more crucially, they have 4 guys and they're defending. So honestly, they can just now avoid free kill there, and they should just go and press everyone else.
Atmo getting some shots in here into Estrinza as we see free kill actually getting the kill on Enrico behind him. Atmo clipping out, getting all his shots here into Estrinza in the E100. That is a really terrible trade. He got himself tracked there and he was able to just clip in every single shot into him. Estrinza down 121 health. That is not another tank, that is his health. He's in E100. Storm still in full health for his E100. He needs to get into the fight, Mojo.
Estrinza there has a dead engine and he's on 1 shot. Storm is on 100%, but he's E100. He takes time to get somewhere. Free kill is gonna try to take a cheeky shot and maybe finish off this E100. Dreamlike is covering at the moment Atmospheric while he's on reload. And Ondrax is on fire!
Dreamlike getting a shot into Ondrax, who's burning away here. He has no extinguisher. Look at that damage tick down. Dreamlike comes round. One more shot into him will do it. Storm taking a damage here as well, as Atmo wants to come around and gets the shots into Storm, as free kill shooting into him as well. Storm's health pool is dropping like a rock. Swift are wrestling control back of this match. It looked like they were going to lose it, but now Gunrunners are falling right in front of them. This is going to be Swift picking up the win here, Mojo, unless Storm can do something amazing.
I think Atmospheric will be the man of this match for sure, but there is still a potential here for Storm. A small chance, but there is a chance. The big mistake Gunrunners did when they didn't do exactly what they said. They gathered around too much around free kill and they took a lot of damage in the back from Atmospheric, and that costed them dearly now.
Storm just turning the opposite way there from Atmospheric. If he'd carried on around that corner he would have got him, but free kill would have came around the back here. Storm's going to get shot in the back from free kill. They spot each other out. Storm misses his shot. No, he connects with his shot.
Was that an HE?
HE 370.
Why on earth?
He was looking for Atmo.
Still, why on earth? I mean, maybe if he pens Bachat AP, he would do humongous damage, so I guess that's why, but...
Oh,
rather
there it goes.
risky.
So Storm does get a kill on Atmo, but in return, the damage comes out from free kill, and there we have it. A hell of a brawl from the two teams. Sliver of health surviving, but vitally, the win going to Swift.
Super close game. I would say Gunrunners had a really good opening here and a great chance to win this because they did catch Swift pants down here. They literally caught them there, but they just didn't play it out till the end. And when they gained that HP advantage and when they had a tank up, they should have focused their flank force. They should have focused where Atmospheric is and other tanks, but they were just lingering around a spotty tank free kill. And free kill was completely safe from them in that ditch. So that was a huge mistake.
You called it with the damage, Mojo.
Did I?
Yep. Somebody had a pretty brutal game there. Top damage.
Atmospheric.
Very impressive. Very
Must be
impressive,
him. He was
actually.
clipping all the time in their backs.
He came top damage and he also had 4 kills. So that was slinging the team on the back with a hyper carry. Let's have a look at those stats from both teams, and we can see Atmospheric here coming out with almost 5k damage, 16 shots nailed into Gunrunners and picking up 4 kills for his team.
Honestly, Atmospheric in last season was not very visible, but in this one, a little here and there, and a game like this appears. And he does the complete carry here for Swift. So I guess he regained his posture in this time, but look at this Dreamlike also and free kill. doing about 3k damage, eh?
Free kill in the tier 9 bat chat as well, doing 3.2, Dreamlike 3.3 in the bat chat. A lot of HP available to shoot at in Gunrunners with multiple E100s and AMX 50Bs. Storm doing the highest damage for Gunrunners, but he was the tank that survived the longest and arguably didn't get into the battle until near the end. At the bottom of the scale, we see the Wolf, Crispix, Mihailov, all there coming in. Very low damage for Swift, and looking at this page, you would not have thought that Swift were the team who won.
Yeah, Crispix and Mihailov were the first two guys that were caught from the sides, and you can pretty much see. I'm surprised that Anji actually did only 1k damage here, because he was alive quite well.
Yep, I guess he just wasn't making the shots count, or just didn't have the angles available to him despite being alive. So that's exactly what we normally expect from Ghost Town. It's always a bloody brawl in that area, always is, what you call it, Death Alley, where the tanks always end up on that slope when they can come in to do the reset, and it's an absolute, we would say in Scotland, a stramash. A cluster, something else would be another appropriate term for it. It's just tank on tank action, quick as you like, damage going down everywhere. I mean, the damage at the start, it was, I think, Danny that got caught side on, and he got absolutely pummeled for it, caught out in the open.
First, the guys that got caught were from the Swift, but after that...
Mihailov, I think, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter now, because now Swift will be on defense, and they actually have a chance to go away a bit from the Gunrunners and maybe make that advantage of entire map from 3-1.
Well, let's have a look at the lineups and see the vehicles used here in round 2 of Ghost Town. Now, back to T57 heavies.
Gunrunners in attack, 257s, E100, 113, and 2 tier 9s. This is a huge cap pressure tactics here. In defense, Swift again playing lightly with that AMX 30 prototype. That's a gamble, will he decap or not. Kranwagen will play a hold down, usually in position where previously people were keeping E100s, and they have a rotation force from 50Bs. There is a huge chance that Gunrunners, if they play the cards well here, they can win this.
Now, we've seen this before. I think it was Kaznakru who had the AMX 30 and didn't actually get the reset cap points into the base. I think it was the Wild Bunch who did it. Will Gunrunners be able to pull out a base 1 cap tactic here? Could they just...
it was usually Ding playing that tactic with AMX.
Could they just... actually, I think it was Wild Bunch against Ding, yeah, maybe. I mean, Wild Bunch have outcapped so many teams
Ding
here.
also.
Yeah, they've outcapped so many teams. Well, let's find out as we can jump into round 2. Swift, 1 game lead here against Gunrunners, but it could go back in their favour. It could go blow for blow. Gunrunners blue team attacking, Swift red team defending. Really just depends on whether Gunrunners do decide to go for a base 1 thing, or Mojo, are they going to rope it up and go for base 2?
Swift are playing really light, and I don't really understand why. They're playing it like they can completely outskill Gunrunners, and we saw that last game ended up on 1 shot of difference, and honestly just because of the mistakes that Gunrunners actually did. So we can see the 50Bs are immediately destroying all the buildings that might obstruct the shots from Mihailov in that AMX, who already climbed on that A1, A2 positions. And Freekill is left in the field on A4 position. That's also standard, so he can, if needed, spot and charge suicidally to decap if needed, really.
Mihailov up in the back corner as well, but Gunrunners are not going for base 1. They've put somebody into base 2, Mojo. 2 tanks in base 2. Driving across to get into the corner. They're going to try and force Swift to come at them here. Swift is taking damage on Crispix and Skylex. In return, Gunrunners have had damage on Storm. We see Enrico and he's 113 getting a damaged gun there. It looks like Gunrunners are going aggressive through the middle here, Mojo, but this could be an overextension.
This is really super strange play bit here, but Freekill did take some damage, and so did Crespix. It's a bit risky when you peek out like here, because you can get shot from several sides, and they're taking quite a lot of damage. Dead Loader on Storm on E100, dead Amorek on Enrico. Enrico doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
Enrico getting wrecked there by Atmo, finally killed. He was taking shots from different angles there. This is the danger of base 2. There's so many different angles teams can get into you. In return, Martin is taking a little bit of damage in Gunrunners, as is Storm, who's also got a dead loader, so that's going to take a long time for his reload to happen. Skylex Pro here on Swift getting focused down, as is Crispix. They're both in the AMX 50Bs. They do not want to lose those tanks. The Storm now in the E100 of Gunrunners is going to be the focus target of these autoloaders from Swift, but they're now getting out-rotated by Unji here and Danny above them, and Mojo Swift are just playing right into Gunrunners, who in turn are getting shot in return every single time from Swift. These teams are going trade for trade.
Danny needs to find a way to do some damage now because he still has 3 shells there, but he's afraid to fall and he just did it. Wow! And he's super lucky to actually bounce off that one.
Danny's still
almost
surviving.
an apple wow.
Atmo gets set on fire and Danny's able to survive as we see Martin rushing forward into the face of the Wolf there to try and block shots into Martin, and the Wolf now trading. Danny reloading, not able to help his teammate here as Martin is face hugging the Wolf. He's not going to be doing that. It's not what you want to do at Kranwagen. Will's going to go down here to Mihailov and free kill as they're going to try and come around and help their teammate. Again, Mojo, it's going right to the wire between these two teams as we Dreamlike picking up the kill on Storm. Danny's now a one-shot, Martin's now a one-shot, and it looks like Swift have wrestled control back of this match.
I think that's, again, given game by Gunrunners and their inexperience. First, they peek on the middle there. Why on earth would you do that to a team like Swift, who knows how to camp and make a crossfire? They lost Enrico there for absolutely nothing, and E100 got decimated again for no particular reason. The remainder of their tanks were not positioned well. They were not positioned to answer to any kind of side shots from Swift, even from peeking of Kranwagen, and it was really easy to predict that Kranwagen will be there to deal with that cap. It's really easy to predict something like that. And we saw late rotation by 57s shooting them down, but it was too late because they wasted like between 2 and 2.5 KHP on a start like this for nothing, like it's a cheap change. It's not.
Danny dropping off that area as well. That's a similar area to we've saw
Applewell
getting stuck. We've saw also, I think, in APAC, a player has rolled off and basically thrown the match to the other team by doing so. Absolutely crazy. I mean, Swift getting the win once again here in Ghost Town, but it was not a convincing win. It was a mighty struggle, and a lot of the win was handed to them in a way by Gunrunners' misplay. Now, let's have a look at the damage done. Again, it's going to be high numbers because there was a lot of HP on the board. The Wolf doing 3.2 damage. Top 3 players all coming from Swift there, Mojo.
Kranwagen in that cooldown below the cap. I mean, if they didn't finish him off, he would do probably one more clear clip. Dreamlike and atmospheric again. Yeah, Martin, Danny and Storm. Danny did some damage there, but not enough. Not enough for 57 in engagement. And look at this, Enrico. Look at this.
When the top damage dealer in your team is your tier 9 single shooter, that's not a great result for your team.
Look at this, Enrico, 113, 0 damage done.
Skylex on a level 1,200 from 8 shots.
For a 13th player to be on 1,200, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, it shows that there's a lot of damage on the board. Everyone was getting their shots in. Enrico, arguably, if you'd done something more, mate, that could have changed the result of that battle quite severely. Only player not getting damage, 14th place, and in 13th place is 1,200. So everyone was trading with everyone in that fight. Absolute mayhem. So we're going to go into map number 3, Mojo, which is going to be Prokhorovka, an open map for once.
Yes, and I believe this is a highly advantageous map actually for Swift. They had a very bad game on a start on Prokhorovka, but after that they played it really well. And I don't know, Gunrunners here, I'm afraid they're going to try some experiment again.
Yep, the last time Swift played on Prokhorovka was against Oops. They got wrecked at the start when they were on attack, and then on defense they went down and they wrecked Oops. So could go either way for them. Let's have a look at
they also
the lineups.
won attack in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's true. Yep. So let's have a
look.
look.
It was against Kazna.
Lineups here. IS7, double IS7 STB being used here for Gunrunners on defense, Mojo.
Let's see, Gunrunners here playing with double I7, so okay, that's not that experimental combined with that STB, but I would prefer to see something like a Kranwagen because it proved to be a really great asset in defense. In offense, Swift playing with Lorraine Arti combined with Grille. Let us see, did they learn how to position an Arti in attack, because last game they played, they lost it in the first 30 seconds.
That is true. The RT got spotted. Oops had actually spawned at the top of the map, as you do defending this map, and within 30 seconds, Oops were at the south spawn of the map, completely out-rotating Swift and catching them with their pants down. Very interesting map, Prokhorovka. You'll see that the teams spawn north and south. Let's actually jump into the map and show you here on Prokhorovka.
Prokhorovka, one of the first maps in the game. Teams start at the regular spawn points as they do in standard battles. Bases are separated from each other by the railway, so the defending team has to choose whether to send their vehicles to the left side, playing them in the centre, or to the right of the railway, occupying the hill and a part of the village. The attacking team usually attacks the first base. However, the teams often go for face-to-face confrontations, 7-on-7, in the hilly terrain at the centre. That's why both teams frequently use vehicles with good gun depression angles and sturdy turrets.
Jumping into the action here, Swift, red team on the attack, Gunrunners, blue team on the defense. Now watch how quickly this map changes from a north and south fight and potentially ends up into an east and west fight.
We can see the two I7s pressing here for the middle, while the majority of Gunrunners is actually going in village. Never mind that, they're actually a bit split up all over the place.
This is like a random match.
They have a light spotting really aggressive toward the forest.
Whoa,
Too
Saigo.
aggressive.
Whoa, Saigo. Whoa, hold those horses. He spots Dreamlike already.
He did spot him, and it's really fortunate for him that they didn't spot him, honestly. But there is no one to shoot Dreamlike, so it's good for Swift. Swift is playing rather conservative, playing a cage with that artillery piece, trying to get their shots in without taking any huge amount of damage. That was a Crespik shot from Grille that missed, but we still didn't see any attempts from Atmospheric.
Danny spotted already. Atmospheric just coming off reload. He's going to shoot across into Danny. Right over the top, just misses him there. Nice camera switch there to show us the different angles. Now, with Dreamlike spotted, Mojo, is that going to give them information in Swift to know where that Gunrunners have an advanced scout?
Of course, they know they have a scout somewhere there, so some of them will try to blind shoot it, but they will focus their attention on Danny here because he's wide open. And RT will try to... RT cannot really damage him heavily because it's Lorraine tier 8 and I7 is a highly armored tank, but he can grind him slowly.
Chip, chip, chip away. Death of 1,000 paper
Like
cuts. As there's a first hit coming in there. 337. Is there chances of getting the engine deck, Mojo?
In this particular angle, I don't believe so, because he's always tilted toward up. Like if he was standing straight, then there is always a chance. But
Blind shot by Danny. Trying to find Atmo there. He's going to know by the angle of the shot from the hit detection where the arty shot's coming from.
like
That could actually work in his favor, could it not?
couple of hundred damage taken, it's not a big deal if he manages to keep his I7 above 1500 and without many modules damaged, because he will buy a lot of time by doing so.
Oh,
but
that was
speaking
a
of
big
which,
he's lost his driver and he's got tracked.
and he will probably not have a medic because that's not a commodity you usually take on Russian heavies. You usually have like repair, fire extinguisher and combat rations. So he will be quite crippled for this map. I mean, I7, since a long time nerf, is not one of the most agile tanks when you need to move around.
Clunk as the shell is reloaded there. Will's coming over to spot now and saying, Danny, back off a bit, mate. They're going to hit you again.
Danny's playing really risky today in all tanks.
I don't like it. This is my fantasy team. You shouldn't be doing this, Mojo.
He's risking all the time. Like he's playing a light tank, but he's playing heavy tanks and such.
Dreamlike rotating around here to take up position into the town. It's like Swift are starting to posture. Mojo, exactly as you said, just those shots coming in. Constant chipping away at the health of Danny. And there's nothing that Gunrunners have been able to do in return here other than get a shot off at Mihailov at one point.
This we are speaking a lot about the Wild Bunch, but this exactly reminds me on one of the games they played. Because a lot of guys in previous season, in the start of the season, were defending like this with I7. And the Wild Bunch took a Lorraine RT and they just chipped him to death. I think they're playing actually against out of range. They chipped him to death over time and then they pushed and finished off the game.
Look at that. Look at all those shots going right past Martin. They know he's there.
Yeah, but he's so lucky they actually didn't connect a single one right there in the smack middle of it.
They've both clipped out. Oh, it's a grill. The
Oof.
grill's... Oh, that one took paint with
He
it.
lost paint there, man, for sure.
Definitely. Probably, he would have heard that as well. He would have heard it because of the in-game mechanics. Would have heard it going phew, right past him. Because you get it with artillery flying over as well. Mihailov cripping out. Crispix here, just demolishing his hit ratio.
They're convinced now they missed him because it was so close, man.
Oh, wow.
They're gonna watch this video like, ah, damn.
Oh, there's another one going out. I totally took paint with it. That was so close. He had his turret just slightly turned as well, so it was lucky as well.
It was like 1 millimeter.
Took the back of the turret as Saigo gets spotted out. Free kill getting shots in there. Crossfire coming in as a massive shot goes out in there to Dreamlike in his Batchat. Mihailov and his Batchat's taking damage as well. They're spotted in the town here. Saigo and RUs have to back off his area, but the crossfire from Gunrunners here into the tanks of Swift as we see Martin getting the kill on Mihailov. Swift quickly losing the advantage they had though. Danny taking yet another hit in his IS-7. The Wolf peeked over there and got shot at by Storm. Will's now getting shot in his IS-7 and Danny is in a dangerous, dangerous position, Mojo.
Losing Mihailov and so much damage on Dreamlike. That's a bad play. They thought this side was much more empty than it was. Another big hit there on a Will, maybe even Grille. But Sigo is still alive on that light and he can spot this side. Free kill is now taking damage. A lot of damage taken on the Swift Batchat.
Free kill taking 8-2-3 damage there and also losing his gun as Skylex looks to push up and try and get spots onto Saigo and get him killed. But in return, Ondrax could get shots into Skylex, but vitally he's on a reload. Saigo drops over the hill to avoid the shots from Skylex. There's a crossfire from Storm. Nice hit, 4-2-1, and Ondrax is going to get the jump on him when he's reloaded. He will have the extra shot to trade. He should be able to win this one if he comes off reloading time. Now at the same time, Free Kill's pushing up behind him as well as Skylex and Ondrax trade shots. Ondrax is going to go right down to the wire. Ondrax is going to survive, but on a sliver of health as long as they make all their shots count. In the meantime, Martin's taken down Crispix and Dreamlike is taken down Saigo. Advantage back in favour here to Swift, but at the same time, Ondrax is just nearly dead here and Free Kill's going to pick him up.
There is some slight advantage here. I would say that Gunrunners definitely have an HP advantage, and the main advantage is because Anji and Martin are on 100% HP. So, yes, if Atmospheric manages to do some huge shot, that would kind of even it up, but I don't believe it is the case, because the crucial tanks, Free Kill and Dreamlike, are on low HP. Free Kill even has a dead gun, and I think actually Gunrunners will pick up this round.
Damage constantly being spat out here from Storm, who's been in a great position to give counterfire to the rest of his team. Now, Swift have 4 tanks available. We talk a lot at the time about guns in the game, but one of the tanks is an artillery, and they do not have the HP to trade. So guns in the game, vitally important, but HP in the game, extremely important as well. And Gunrunners have 3 tanks here, 2 of them autoloaders on full health. The other tank, Storm, in his STB, has fantastic gun depression. The only danger here is that Gunrunners are not able to reset anything that Swift try and do, but Swift have to make the plays.
They can actually reset anything because in event of cap attempt, they will just push in force. They will trade in some HP, but they will overwhelm them. They have twice and even above that amount of HP. So they're in a quite an advantage here. Crucial play was here in a village when they missed all those shots on that bush. And after that, they really recklessly pushed in and got in a trap because they thought that position is clear. And that was the fatal mistake that costed them a round.
So Unji has already pushed over into the middle here along with Martin behind him. Anyone they see at, they're going to shoot at. Storm takes a hit in STV, but Storm's just trying to hold their attention over there. Unji's going to get spotted here by Dreamlike. Has to be careful, there's no crossfire. Unji's going to clip out into the tanks. He misses with his first shot, going for the second one. Misses in the second one. Unji, you need to connect those shots, mate. Shoot into the Wolf. There he does finally connect. It was Storm that got the kill before that. Dreamlike's going to clip into Unji. Lots of missed shots here, Mojo. Storm gets the kill on the Wolf. Storm, I'm reckoning, is going to be top damage here. And this looks like to be Gunrunners taking control of this map, taking the round, and bringing this back into the fight against Swift here.
It will be 3-2 after this round, and we will watch Swift on defense and Gunrunners on attack. But still, there is one more guy here who will try to make a standoff.
Come on, Atmo. Big hit coming up.
Dun, 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 dun. Ta-ta.
4-7-2.
Not so big, but still
Well,
a connection.
there we have it. Good comeback there from Gunrunners. Swift were in control for a little bit there of the map, but that loss of those Batchats in quick succession really swung things quite quickly. It was in the city. They both dropped down into the little town area. Okay, in return, Gunrunners lost Danny. He was getting himself chipped away at the time, but really nice counterplay from Gunrunners.
It was a decent play, but I believe that actually Swift shot themselves here like Gunrunners did on a previous round against them. There was really no real reason to charge in like that. They could have grinded at I7 endlessly until he falls down, then gather up forces and just pressure the forest side, but they chose to do otherwise and it pretty much costed them a game. Still, the match is on. It's 3-2 for Swift, and Swift will now be on defense on Prokhorovka.
Okay, let's have a look at the stats and see top damage. I'm reckoning it's Storm and STB. Nope. Taxi for Murphy. He's 7th. As Unji in the Batchat Mojo do nearly 4k.
Yeah, it was expected, so Batchats will do the most damage here. I actually didn't expect Atmospheric to do so well.
High
I
damage.
thought he will be around 2k, but I guess he had a couple of shots that we didn't see.
Yep.
Off screen, Martin and Ondrex and Storm is also on the first page. And look at this, Mikhailov is the first guy who died.
Danny, you're sacrificing my fantasy team, mate. You were meant to be a pocket pick this season, and you're breaking my heart.
He actually gave you a tip to pick himself.
It's breaking my heart.
I remember that on chat.
Right now, it'd be better not having him in the team because he's probably going to lose value, which means if I try and sell him off after this weekend, it's going to cost me.
You have to stick with him then.
You should have done the tactic you and Daki did and just not go with the 7th player and gamble on your 6 players making more money.
Well, look how gamble is that paying off for me at the moment, man.
No Meland playing. Brilliant. To be fair, I just went a full round as well, not having Ukets playing as well. So
look, man, no Meland playing, and the last match, Utopia got wrecked.
To be honest, if you are thinking about joining Fantasy and you haven't, go and do it now because me, Mojo and Daki are all playing so bad that this weekend results are not going to matter and you're still going to be in a very high chance of winning gold when the season's finished.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. We have to be careful. We have been warned not to deliberately play bad and hand out lots of gold because that'll be really, really not good for us.
Dude, I'm really trying.
I'm really trying as well. It's just not working. Now,
Should I ask Wojtek for tips?
Indeed, yeah. Let's have a look at the tanks being used in round 2 here for Prokhorovka Mojo. Are Gunrunners going to bring it back to 3-3 or Swift going to go ahead to 4-2? Double STB being used here from Swift.
And the Kranwagen. I don't like those STBs, I'm gonna just be frank with you. One is max I can tolerate, but I've seen a lineup played like this before, and it's a pretty defensive one. We have Gunrunners, 2 I7s and the Grille. Honestly, I prefer the lineup I've seen played with 2 Grilles in attack, but rarely anyone plays it.
2 Grilla, yep, it can work wonders, but it can also go really bad. I think the one we saw I think it was Oops that played it, and
Swift played it and it worked
and
marvelously.
Did really well. It's a shame we don't see any T95 coming out from Rusty Roster. That was quite an unusual tactic.
Yeah, turning your tank around before you get a chance to shoot. That worked well.
Let's have a look here. Who can win the next round here? Prokhorovka round 2. Swift, the red team, are defending. Gunrunners, the blue team, are attacking. How does it look initially here, Mojo, for where they're going to go?
Yeah, Gunrunners are really kind of happy about playing the middle with I7, but at least now Swift does not have an RT piece, so they can linger there. And Swift, as expected, is playing more of the wood side. This is something that I would always expect from them. It does look like they will actually try maybe to peek out with these STBs and maybe do some initial damage.
I was just going to say, without artillery, are the STBs and Kranwagen likely to use the fact that they have really nice gun depression and just control this middle ridge area?
Look at the free kill. This is not passive spotting. They're going for it.
Free kill. Charging down here to try and get spots for his team. How long will he survive? Free kill living up to his name as he is the first one to fall. Ondrax in return getting annihilated. Look at that damage. Look at him drop there as free kill survives. rolls over the other side of the hill, passively spots Storm, gets the spot on Martin. Free kill, you're going to go down, but you've given your team some valuable information. But it's actually Swift who've taken more damage here in return. But they're getting the shots back in now as Storm's damage is falling. Martin is falling as well. We've lost Martin. Storm has one more shot and he's dead. There he goes. Great play from Swift. They took a lot of damage in return, but they have 3 tanks down for it against Gunrunners.
Atmospheric took a lot of damage while he was crossing, but they pretty much whooped Gunrunners from that forest. And Sigo was not there, but he was just a spotter. Now, Gunrunners are trying to keep them pinned and use these I7s to the maximum while the Kranwagen is reloading. But I don't think it will work because Mikhailov is already down, Skylex is joining him, and this is the crossfire coming in now.
Focus fire going into Danny as he now drops. Will is the next one to drop in the IS-7. Great focus fire here from Swift. All they have left is Unji and Gunners, and he drops in an instant just as I say that. Saigo now the only person left in the RU sitting up here at B6, thinking to himself, what the hell just happened? Mojo, pardon the pun, but that was a Swift victory indeed.
Sigo is like the last beacon of hope here. A small one, I would say, for Gunrunners. And we are on a match point for Swift. It will be 4-2, and this was a really decisive game for them. I believe, as I said on the start, that Gunrunners playing that middle with I7s, it's a misplay. They just should not really try to do that much. 2.5
minutes. Prokhorovka you would expect that in a Mines match or a Cliff match if the two teams collide in the middle, but that was a free kill, like bold, fantastic scouting run.
It was also really great cover fire by the remainder of his team. They were positioned really well. They caught off the tanks from Gunrunners who were not really hidden.
And the interesting thing was, is they went tank after tank. They didn't split fire. It was like, right, okay, take that batch out, take that batch out. Okay, now go for the grill. And it was just, choo! Good shot
also,
discipline.
Sigo was on the other side of the map. Honestly, if he was spotting this side, they might have caught free kill on time and exchanged light for a light, and then the game wouldn't look so bad. And there would be another additional rotations for Swift, and God knows what could happen there. But this was just a whooping on the floor.
Yep. Let's have a look at the damage there from both teams and see who came out on top. We have Atmo in the STB.
Atmospheric is playing really well today, and also he played very well in last match. Danny for the change.
Brawling in the middle there, getting as many crossfire shots as he could before he was focused down. But I mean, Mojo, on the first page here, we have 5 players from Swift.
It was one-sided game all the way, so not a really surprise there.
2.5 minutes Prokhorovka match. That is insane. We've never normally seen that. Now, Swift are here on match point, looking to potentially pick up their 3rd win in a row, so they'll be on a winning streak. One of the only teams who's actually going to be on a 3-match winning streak. We're going to be going into Ruinberg, where I'm not quite sure who's attacking and defending yet, to be honest. We'll see that in just a second. But
Gunrunners are attacking.
Swift, everything to play for here. And Gunrunners, unfortunately, could be facing their 4th defeat in a row.
Yeah, this could be their last round on this match because they are attacking on Ruinberg. Ruinberg is still highly defensive map. Honestly, when we were watching the overall statistics of season so far, it really struck me because in the last season, when Tier 10 was introduced and everything, the teams were just playing more offensive in the start. And we had almost 75% win ratio for attacker side. And this season, it was like 50-50, and it's slowly shifting on defender side, like 53-55% for defenders, and I think it's even rising even more. So they're playing Ruinberg now, Swift, as a defenders, and Gunrunners, as a team that played so far inferior a bit, are playing as attackers. We will see. Maybe they have finally something like a cheese idea that will work on Ruinberg.
I don't see anything stand out particularly. We'll be able to show the viewers in just a second. Let's actually have a look at those lineups. Now, there's a tank I'll mention here, Mojo. FV4005 there on the attack, but nothing else really jumps out as this is particularly unusual or we're going to do something special. I was just going to say that Ruinberg does usually bring out unusual picks for tanks, but
this is highly unusual pick. They are attacking with FVTD, but they also have a 1-1-3 and 2 T10s. This is a highly brawl and offensive setup. It doesn't look to me like they will play the city side. It actually looks to me they will play open part of the map and maybe snipe the middle with that FV.
Well, let's find out if you're right, Mojo. We can jump into action here. Swift leading 4-2 against Gunrunners. It's Runeberg.
Runeberg, a mixed type map. The defending team starts the battle on the green, and the attacking team starts at the centre square of the town. Bases are located quite far from each other. Both bases are better controlled from the village when playing a heavy setup. It's better to attack the first base through the top direction with the help of several well-armoured heavy tanks. For the attack on the second base, it's better to use a more mobile setup and either play through the centre or split forces. In general, the map is not easy to play on. Teams often use blind shots and risky shifting of the forces from one flank to another.
Swift, red team defending, Gunrunners, blue team attacking, and Mojo, the FV, is going bottom road rather than middle road.
Okay, they're still focusing mainly on a lower side of the cap. Anji is doing super risky spot there on the middle, and they are pressing from the lower side. I think Martin is going there, and he will probably try to enter the upper building. But look at the Swift, man. They're already pressing that red line.
Free kill running down into the corner, gets shot at, exchange a shot with Martin as the rest of Swift start to take position. Danny getting a kill on free kill. First shot from Danny. What a connection. FV showing what it's capable of. The damage that can come out from that thing is insane. But in return, Saigo is being hit in the crossfire there. Looks like Skylex clipping into him. This is free kill living up to his name.
Pretty much.
Dropping down first, as we see Will taking a shot there in the face from the Wolf. That's the problem with the T10s. When they're being shot at by tier 10 tanks, they can still penetrate them frontally quite easily.
They need to move away a bit, Swift, because they don't have the control of zero line anymore, so they can be outspotted by Gunrunners. But still, look at the damage taken. They're not giving anything to a chance.
Storm trying to go up in the window there to get shots into the tanks on the middle road, but a crossfire shot coming out there. Looks like from Skylex, who's down a shot. Unji in the middle getting wrecked. He's lost his commander as well. He was in the middle road. He's moved down to the bottom.
Goodbye spotting for Anji there.
Storm taking damage as well. Gunrunners are taking damage across the board. Swift have lost a tank, but now Swift have almost 2k HP advantage over Gunrunners.
Ondrax already almost dead there. He's caught by Dreamlike, and there is literally no one on map who can help him. Dreamlike just doesn't want to get caught, and he's just going to let him go. You can limp away, mate. There are other people to finish you off.
Dreamlike getting a full clip out there into Ondrax and not receiving a single shot in return. Ondrax limping away on 102 health. He's on a one-shot. Will 479 is pretty much a one-shot. Saigo 596 is almost a one-shot. Now we see Danny in the FV getting annihilated. Crispix gets the killing shot onto him. Danny went down within seconds there when he was spotted. Gunrunners, this is looking like the beginning of the end, Mojo.
This is what I told you before the game. Another experiment here, but it was very predictable what they're gonna do. I mean, it was a lucky shot. They killed free kill, but still they paid the price. And look at this dead commander on store, dead commander of Anji and Bachat, which is even worse. Martin, the only guy with some HP to play around here. And what will he do with it? He is completely surrounded.
It's still possible for Gunrunners to do something here, but they need to be able to shoot a lot of the tanks of Swift without taking any shots in return, and that's highly unlikely considering, as Mojo, you just said, 2 of the tanks don't even have commanders, so they have crap view range.
And there is one less of them. I mean, Wolf also has a dead commander, but who cares? He's a 1-1-3. There is plenty of others in his team who will do the deed. And oh, this is a risky push actually here by Swift. I don't even know why are they doing it, because even by just staying back, they can finish the match. But I believe they smelled blood and they just want to finish off the game.
Dreamlike getting shot at. He loses his commander as well, as we saw the Wolf taking a lot of damage driving across the middle there. Just as you said, not having a commander might not be any use, but he didn't even know he was spotted. As Dreamlike starts pushing up now here on Unji. Unji getting the kill on Dreamlike as Martin was coming out to give him additional support on the reloads. Gunrunners still trying to fight out what they can, but they just don't have the HP to trade with Swift right now. And I'm pretty sure Atmo's going to come in here and clean up, Mojo.
Swift are playing now like they are in a hurry for a date or a dinner or something, man, because they have no reason to do this, but still they are, and they have so much HP to throw around, they can say, yeah, we are just gonna do that.
We still have Crispix here coming on full health down the bottom with Skylex, but right in the middle here, Atmo and the Wolf are going in for a brawl. Will is going to get dropped here by Atmo, and his last shot that he has available to him, if he can actually make the shot, he bounces as the Wolf gets the kill on Martin. Atmo has to be careful, he doesn't go down. 8 health, broken turret ring as well. Wolf 27 health, Crispix going for the ram here. Unji, no, he stops and shoots. Will 54 health. Well, where there's a will, there's a way, Mojo, but it doesn't look like that tonight.
Yeah, this is not that kind of will, and Skylex should pick up the round. A slight team damage just as additional salt on the wound.
Just to rub it in there.
Yeah,